Hi, my name is Christy Zeidler, and I've decided to do my Learning Thematic Unit Center on the rainforest. What you're hearing is the morning sounds of the rainforest. I've done a great website that you can experience different sounds of animals, insects, morning and nighttime sounds, heavy rainfall, so that they can actually hear and feel what it would be like to be there, but I'll describe all that later. Let's move on to my Learning Center. The first area that I did was a group learning center right over here. This is, we're going to be breaking into groups of 4. Each group, according to the directions, is going to have a different level of the rainforest. There's the emergence, canopy, understory, or the forest floor. What they have to do is use different texts and websites and literature to do a research of the rainforest. They have a rubric to follow. And they also have a guided worksheet as they go through their research. They need to describe what level they have, the description, animals and plants that are found there, and they have to construct it with different tools that I've given them, construction paper, anything that they want to be creative with to create their level of the rainforest. And we'll create that in one area of the classroom, in a corner area that's fairly large, so that they can really be creative and create that within our space. And they need to label the different things, like this is our strangular fig here, and they need to label it and describe what it does. And so that's what they'll be doing as they do their research. Next, over in this corner over here, you can see my morpho butterfly. They need to go to the next center would be animals of the rainforest. They're going to pick an animal or an insect that they need to research. Again, they're going to have a worksheet to guide them through their research. It's going to be naming the animal, the description, what it eats, where it's located at, what level of the rainforest, and if it's in a specific rainforest, whether it's Africa or Indonesia. And then along with that, in this center, they're going to be working in buddy groups. And so there'll be 2 of them working in it at a time. This will aid ESL, ELL learners as far as, and also learning, challenged learners will have a buddy to work with and will aid them in working through this project. Whether they're not good at the spelling or the writing, the other person could take over for that and aid them. There's a checklist for their assessment on here as well that they need to go through. The checklist is that the buddy worksheet was completed, the animal was constructed, a description was written, and then as a group we're going to get back together and place our animals and insects within the forest that we've created on our wall. So the animals will tie in with the forest. Then, after that, we are going to go over here to our mapping center. They'll be working in buddy teams again, and they will have to be filling in an empty map of where the rainforests are located at. And within each folder, each buddy group is going to get a folder. They have different maps to research and to help them label and find where they are located as far as some literature. So they'll work through those folders with the worksheets and filling those in. And then we will come back together as a group and have a group discussion, and we will shoot out on the different areas of the rainforest and put any information that they have found through their research. Whether it's the rainfall amounts in that area, the landscape, anything that's of interest that might describe those areas differently. Throughout this all, I forgot that I wanted to start off the unit on the rainforest with the KWL chart, and also reading the book by Bonnie Worth, which is a Dr. Seuss, is If I Ran the Rainforest. It introduces the rainforest in a fun way, has a lot of rhyming, but it has a lot of great information in it as well, a lot of vocabulary that's probably unfamiliar to them. So through our KWL chart and our pre-vocabulary list that I'm made up and are going to go through, and through the book, they will get a good introduction of what the rainforest is like before they start these centers. The vocabulary list they can all have a copy of and keep this as they go through their areas to aid them in their learning as a reference. So that will help them start off the unit, and then we'll move to the layers of the rainforest, the animals, the mapping, and then my last unit, a group area that I picked, will be they can do group collaboration on it, but the end result will be an individual project. This is the writing station. It's going to be a personal journal writing. They have to look through literature, stories of native people of the rainforest, and write a personal account, whether they choose to do it from a native person or a native animal. They can write a creative journal writing, as creative as they want, about what they found, what do the people eat, or how do they gather their water, or something like that. And my example here is that I woke to the sounds of the forest. Toucans, parrots, and macaws were flying overhead and making such a racket. I decided to get up and start my water chore. I'm responsible for the family's daily water, so I pick up my 2 containers and head for the river. The water here is pure, and we don't have to worry. They can just do it from a personal account and make it as creative as they want for that. So I chose a lot of different types of learning. I've done research, construction on it, of actually applying what they've researched and putting it into arts and crafts that they can actually see it, researching their animals and building, creating their animals so that they actually know what it looks like, then placing their animal into the different layer of the rainforest. Hands-on learning with mapping, actually going through maps and finding out where the rainforests are located at. And then to make it fun, instead of just writing about the rainforest, actually taking it from the perspective of a native person or a native animal and making a creative story out of that, which they can make it as long, as in-depth, as detailed as they want, or as simple as they want. So that'll be up to them how they want to create that. Within each there are assessments. Like I said, there's a rubric for the layers for the groups. The buddy system on the animals has a checklist. Of course, the assessment for the mapping will be the map turned in itself, and on the writing center it will be the writing, the journal entry that they've turned in. And for, like I said, they'll have the vocabulary list to go through with each. They'll have lots of reference materials, the computers, books, journal excerpts that are printed out. And then for the GT students, the gifted and talented, in addition, we're going to decide on, they can either do medicinal research or forest restoration. They can do a project on, and they can research it as a group. They can make an informational chart, a puppet play, a thematic, dramatic unit play that they want to present the information to the class. So they can do this in their free time as opposed to the other units. I figure this whole unit for the 3rd grade level will take about 2 to 3 weeks solid of working on the different areas. And the GT students, when they have free time and are finished with the other projects, can work on choosing their topic. They'll figure out what form of presentation they want to do with it, and then we'll discuss a final date with them of when they will present this information to the class. And then I also put in an area for any questions or concerns that they might have, just to open it up, that they're not on their own in this project, that they can always come back and ask what they need, if they need any guidance on that project. But that'll be something up and above what the normal class is doing as far as the 4 different learning centers that we have here. And I feel that the computer has been a great aid. I'm not sure how much time or how many computers will be in the classroom, but I just want to show you a little bit of what I found in here. Computer's coming on there. You heard the sounds of the rainforest that they can experience in animals. Another one is the movies of the rainforest. For those that aren't great readers and able to retain the information, this is a terrific website that actually takes you through the Amazon rainforest. They actually get a feel, but it also gives you information as they're talking about it that they can take notes and write down and gain the information from a different source as opposed to just reading in a text. And they can actually see it. It's actually like a virtual field trip for them to actually experience it. So I thought that would be helpful. So I hope you've enjoyed my thematic unit learning center on the rainforest. I've tried to incorporate a lot of different techniques of learning, research, writing, creating, mapping, and in addition, within the 3 weeks that we will be doing this, hopefully there'll be some areas to add in some math, perhaps adding problems to come up with words that match the vocabulary that we're doing, and tie those 2 together, as well as maybe some word finds and word searches, so little things to do here and there to add in between downtime. So I hope I've touched on enough for you all, and thank you very much. Okay.